everyone. Glad to have you here today. My name is Linda Langston, and along with David Meyer on City Council here, we are the sponsors of this afternoon's event. I see lots of friends and awesome folks here. I want to call out a couple of electeds. We have Art Stay, who represents this house district.
Yeah.
We have Molly Donahue in the Senate.
Yeah.
We have Chris Julick, formerly on City Council.
Cedar Rapids, yes.
We have Joe Stutler, who's the Midwest Regional Coordinator for the NC Council for Veterans.
Yeah.
I want to also give a shout out to Mike and Carlos, who are giving us their time and are part of the musicians.
Yeah.
There we go. So I'm glad that Art is running for the Senate. I'm even happier that Amy stepped up to run for this House district.
Yeah.
In this day and age, with the fraudness that I think our fellow elected officials could speak to, it is amazing to have someone like Amy step up and decide to run. And so probably among the many things that she will share in her odyssey of moving around the Midwest, she also has been on the council in Hiawatha for like, what, 2 terms now?
Yep.
Yes, and they are experiencing an enormous amount of growth. So I am grateful that everyone's here. Have a lot of pizza, and I'm gonna welcome Amy to the podium.
All right.
All right. You got your mic.
I am. That's to the other one. All right.
Okay, well,
Well, good afternoon. Thank you all so much for being here. Give yourselves a round of applause. I know you could be doing many things on this lovely winter day, but you chose to be here, so I can't thank you all enough. Thank you. I'd love, again, give it up for our talented musicians, Mike and Carlos, fellow brothers and musicians, Local 137. Thank you guys. You are amazing. And also give it up for the staff of the Pines here today. They've done an amazing job filling in and doing everything they can to accommodate such a large crowd. So give them a warm round of applause too. Thank you. And so it's so wonderful to see so many familiar faces. But for those people who may not still know me, my name is Amy Wickendall. My pronouns are she, her, and my adjectives are freaking and awesome. These past 8 years, I've had the distinct privilege to serve on the Hiawatha City Council as a decision maker for one of Iowa's fastest growing cities. And there's a lot that I love about serving in local government. I love being able to work with members of the mayor and council, and knowing that we all come from different political backgrounds. We're united in our desire to see the city grow and succeed. I love knowing that the work that we've done has had a positive impact on the lives of people in Hiawatha, and I love being able to walk around town knowing that I was part of this project or that project. Projects such as the Village Center, located right outside of City Hall, our new fire station and public safety building, a brand new park, Turtle Creek Park, and we set forth in motion to plans to repair and revitalize our existing parks after the Dre Show. Increased small business growth from Peck's Landing to News Business Parks along Boyson and Blair's Ferry Road. And we worked through all the red tape from the Iowa and Federal Department of Transportation's, partnered with the City of Cedar Rapids, Marion, Robbins, and Lynn County to complete the Tower Terrace interchange. We've built so much new housing, the first multifamily housing in the first 25 years, new single-family homes, senior apartments, and in fact, the city will grow over to 9,000 people by the end of this year, up from 7,300 after our last census. And we did all of this by lowering the property tax levy without compromising essential government services such as our police, fire, and our streets and our libraries. We in the council put our lives and hopes and the dreams of our people first. That is the way it should be. That is the way that government should work. But we have to contrast that with what is happening in Des Moines right now. Kim Reynolds in the Iowa legislature proved the old adage that absolute power corrupts absolutely. Since the pandemic ended, this government has been hyper-focused on culture war nonsense. It has resulted in over 40 bills targeting the LGBTQ community and one bill erasing us from Iowa law. And then this week, the Iowa House sent a bill to the governor's desk that targets our community with discrimination under the guise of protecting religious freedom. Iowa once had the best education system in the entire United States. It may seem quaint, but only 20 years ago, we felt so strongly in those values that we put our dedication to education on the U.S. state quarter. Now we have a government that has consistently and persistently underfunded public education, stripping $1 billion out of the education budget to send to private schools as vouchers, demonizing teachers with vulgar rhetoric and banning books. They're still moving forward with this unpopular attempt to defund the AEAs and place them in the control of a political appointee. And then they still have the gall to ask, why will no one teach in Iowa? We see a blooming culture of corruption in Des Moines as well, with a bill that will remove the state auditor's ability to audit state agencies and instead place them in the hands of private CPAs with no-bid contracts and in the hands of their political friends. I've heard this rhetoric every year in Des Moines that local government needs to be transparent, but my message to Des Moines is practice what you preach. Because local governments don't pass bills that are unpopular bills in the middle of the night. We finish our budgets on time, and we welcome the state auditor to look at our books because we believe in using the tax dollars entrusted to us wisely and ensure that their care is not being misspent. This obvious obsession with culture war politics has its cost. Not only in the cost of lives, as in the case recently in Oklahoma, where a non-binary teenager, Nex Benedicts, was assaulted and died. Rest in peace, Nex. The price of these culture wars is paid for in millions of dollars wasted defending obvious unconstitutional laws. The price is paid in real jobs when our workforce is leaving the state for safer pastures, and businesses who will not relocate here because of the politics of corruption in our shrinking workforce. Recently, I was at the Capitol as part of the One Iowa Lobby Day, and I had the privilege to talk with Chad Johnson, who's the leader of the LGBTQ Chamber of Commerce. And he told me the story when he was meeting with our representatives. They were telling him, listen, your policies are having an impact on our workers. They're leaving the state. And those representatives said, we don't care. Now, I have to ask all of you, and feel free to respond. Is that what you want from your government? No. Shouldn't you elect representatives that do care? Yeah. Yes. And no matter the balance in the state, I believe the benefit in working together to solve Iowa's problems, real problems. I believe that you want a government that will work for you. Am I right? Yes. Mm-hmm. Do you want a government that works to improve your lives, make Iowa a better place to live, and lives the values on our flag, our liberties we prize, and our rights we will maintain? Yeah. And that is why I am running for the Iowa House of Representatives. I am running because I want a government that works for you, that speaks to your dreams and not your fears. I believe that the American dream starts here in District 80. The American dream is the freedom to live your best life. And to me, that means the freedom to have the ability to choose for good paying jobs. That one job is all anyone needs to pay the bills and have money left over to do the things that make this life worth living. I want people in this district to find a home, to start a family, and if they want it, to have the freedom to start a business. I'm running to bring an end to the culture wars, to have government that stays out of your personal life. A government that won't dictate your healthcare or reproductive choices. A government that empowers communities and local governments to make choices that improves the lives of our citizens, to bring down the cost of housing, to fix the roads, to bring new jobs and opportunities to all of our people. I am running because I believe in a strong public education system that is the foundation of a healthy democracy, to ensure that our schools have the resources they need to meet the needs of their students, to protect the AEAs, and to expand their use so no student is ever left behind. And to end the voucher scam that disproportionately benefits only handfuls of well-off students in Des Moines. I am running because I also believe in democracy. I believe that liberty and justice for all is not optional, and I stand fast against the rising tide of authoritarianism. I believe that democracy should work for you, and that is why I think it is far past time that we institute term limits for Iowa's politicians, enact campaign reform, and stop dark money's ability to buy legislation in this state. If you believe those things too, then I need your help, not only in terms of donations, but to volunteer on this campaign. Not everybody has to door knock, though if you do, please call. But you can host a house party, help me write postcards, like and share our campaign page. Heck, let's all take a bunch of selfies together and blast them all over Facebook. And last but certainly not least, tell your friends and neighbors who live in this district to vote for me in the primaries in the general election. I don't know if you've ever visited the Capitol building in Des Moines, but it is a temple to the Union cause in the Civil War, and it has Lincoln's words from the Gettysburg Address written around the rotunda, that a government of the people, by the people, and for the people shall not perish from this earth. And these last few years, we've seen that proposition tested in more and more extreme ways. And while Americans may seem pessimistic about the future, I refuse to give in to that cynicism that says a better world isn't possible. We are the one only as beaten as we believe ourselves to be. And I believe that we can turn the ship around, build a better government in Des Moines, and build a better Iowa than we have ever dreamed possible. And if you believe that too, stand with me in November, because together we can accomplish anything. Thank you so much for being here today.